Well, hello there, friends. Welcome back to this week's episode of Masks and Martyrs. Just a quick, little housekeeping thing before we get started. We are skipping the previously on Masks and Martyrs this week because at the beginning of this session, Andrew gives a nice little rundown of everything that happened last time, so I didn't think we needed one. Also, this is now original audio, so that means two things. One, it is, exactly the same as we presented it, minus cutting around some nonsense and dropping things. It also means the sound quality is not as crisp as you may have come to expect from our program at this point. So I have restored all of the audio. It is all perfectly listenable, I hope, but we hope you will bear with us. We thought it would be better to present you with as much of the original audio as we could. And this was just before we all had good mic setups. We weren't wearing headphones because we didn't know we were podcasting it. And now you might actually believe us when we say that because it gets a little crunchy. Anyway, with that, I'm going to let the theme song take it away. Thanks for stopping by.
Last session, you all managed to complete your mission of the first half of your mission of infiltrating the Von Templer estate. After dispatching some of the gargoyles that were guarding the way in, you moved further into the grounds in order to complete the job, which was given to you by the noble lady Anastasia Manata, a relatively ambitious and notably ruthless woman of the gentry who wished you to break in, steal a ceremonial scroll used in the ducal elections in the city of Hintilla, and then bring it to her so that the current Archduke, Erwin von Templer, would be disgraced, would lose face in front of the rest of the community. However, despite getting in without too much difficulty, from there things went a bit pear-shaped. You were almost immediately intercepted by the tutor of the house, Wisteria, who revealed that she was in fact working for Anastasia as well. And then you all met the young daughter of the Von Templers, Lynn. You all spoke to her, during which Brika Cha revealed that the information that Anastasia had given her was in fact an additional objective to kill Lynn Von Templer. From there, everyone decided that it would be best to get the fuck out of there after grabbing this scroll or what the hell ever it was. However, upon exiting, you encountered Elaine Von Templer and her bodyguard, the gladiator dragonborn Dreadbane. After not much talking at all, Reagan walked up and decided, oh, it's murdering time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
In the ensuing fight, Elaine managed to escape after taking a few licks from Reagan. And then Reagan and Nimian and Brika Cha managed to beat the crap out of Dreadbane enough before Brika was able to convince him to stand down and let them go their separate ways. After that, you all met another person who seemed very confused, as if he'd spelled under the effect of a spell, walked down with him down the stairs, and then Wisteria stabbed him in the back, appearing from invisibility, and said, "We need to go." You all then took Lynn with you in disguise, both her and Monty were, in order to escape the grounds as a number of black-clad assassins, a few dozen of them in fact, had somehow managed to infiltrate and had been attacking the servants. Before your escape, Nimian Flatfoot, your companion, the drunken half-elf something or other, who had been becoming increasingly more sober as the day went on, in order to break you all free a pathway, he stayed behind in order to draw off enough of the assassins.
And Reagan will have a drink with him in hell.
True. That is, if you are in fact going to hell.
She is. Guaranteed.
Heaven is for losers.
Depends on your practice of worship and
Yeah, there's also
what you
like
consider
at
God
least
eyes.
9 hells.
Oh, there's more than 9 in this.
Heaven is a place on earth.
Whoa.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. So you all managed to break out, get through the front gate, and abscond with Lynn away from the chaos that has engulfed the Von Templer residence. At this point, you all have been moving through the streets for some time now. You had been in the Golden Crest district, which is essentially the upper class portion of the city, home to many of the finest landmarks, many of the most beautiful and sweeping architectural vistas.
Is there any other fighting going on, or is it only at the Von Templer estate?
By the time you all slow down enough to really take stock, it becomes apparent that the fighting that is happening is only, from what you can tell, to have been contained at the Von Templer estate. Whatever this attack was, it was focused, and it was specific to here. You're not sure exactly what it was, but that is essentially the situation. After some time, you all find yourselves in one of the more disreputable districts of the city, and you, going southwest, you cut through sort of the northwest corner of the Gleamer's Way, which is sort of the new money district, before finding yourselves in the wharves, which are generally considered to be one of the worst areas in the city, in terms of real estate pricing, overall architectural, make and model, and murder crime.
The school district is terrible.
However, you'll find yourselves in a relatively out of the way inn and brothel called the Strange Bedfellows. It is on one of the southernmost streets of the district called Sott's Alley, which is known for its relatively reasonably priced inns and brothels. A room there is 5 silver for the night.
Doesn't matter. Money is literally no object.
I figured. Inside, the inn itself is run by Madame Kia Dupont. She is a human of indeterminate age. She uses so much makeup, but she's good enough at it that you're not quite sure where it ends and the face begins. She is the madame of the house. The enforcer / barkeep is a large-framed orc named Carp Clinders. He is a bit of a no-nonsense orc, shaved head, a bit of a goatee to give himself sort of an air of sophistication. It doesn't quite work as much as you want it, as much as he clearly wants it to, but the effort's appreciated. And for the most part, the clientele tonight they seem to be sort of the normal, seedy, those kinds of folks who are looking for some kind of solace and succor this time.
I imagine Monty and Lynn will be on their own.
I mean, Monty's gonna keep Lynn away from Reagan at all costs.
So, hey, Brika, you wanna split one?
Sure.
I won't even notice you. So 2, I guess.
Yeah, 2.
You all go up and you find yourselves your 2 rooms. They are simple rooms. Each one has a single bed because this is, after all, an inn and brothel. In fact, it seems the more you are here to be more of a bar and brothel. People don't. In fact, Carp seemed a little confused as to why you all wanted a room without company. He just sort of went, right, but who do you want in there?
Nobody. I only trust myself.
You don't have to trust him. I mean...
Just take the money, man.
Okay. Sure. He takes the 5 silver each and looks a little confused. 5 silver is probably a little bit of a lot for this establishment. However, it seems as though they're not reducing the price. Essentially, you're still paying the ladies and lads for their time. These lads and ladies are still on the clock. They are still on their shifts. So you're essentially buying them a break.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Hell yeah. Reagan supports this.
Monty would support this if he weren't looking absolutely fucking shell-shocked.
Brick and Reagan, you both see that Lynn and Monty are both just kind of like, they've had themselves a day. Let's just say that. So, do y'all want to say anything to each other, or just retire for the night?
Peace! Reagan goes to her room.
Brika is reconsidering sharing a room with Reagan. No,
Reconsidering?
reconsidering. No, Brika will
That's a t-shirt.
Brika will wish Monty and Lynn well, and stay together, stay safe.
And, Brika,
Yes.
keep Reagan out of our room. Keep Reagan away from Lynn.
Fine. You've got it.
Thank you. All right. Rooms. Okay. And then Monty opens the door, and there was only one bed. And it was just a very bad day for our poor virginal 18-year-old boy.
Oh, it's been a time for old Monty. For all Montague Pensmouth.
Yeah, he's gonna sleep on the floor, because you don't get in a lady's bed. You just don't do that. It's okay. He's just gonna make sure that Lynn gets all comfy and tucked in and just lay on the floor. Sleep may happen. It may not happen. We just don't know.
Get Lynn real comfy in that sex bed.
Mm-hmm. That bed of sin.
Hey now, there's nothing sinful about sex work.
No. I meant in the fact that Monty had a sinful thought.
We're ragging on Monty, not the sex workers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Monty is not just a sinful thought. Monty is a sin in and of himself. All right. So Lynn actually goes along with this. She is very quiet herself. She just seems very kind of shocked by the whole everything that's happened today.
Is there anything I can do for you? I don't know what to say. I'm guessing she's not going to say much, because as far as Monty can see, planning everything out and looking at all of the pieces laid out before him, this is entirely his fault.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck
I don't think anyone here could deny that.
Lynn is quiet for a long moment, and then she says, "Do you think my mother's still alive?"
To be honest, I think so. I think she's much more powerful than we gave her credit for. She certainly has the money and the resources to get herself healed up very quickly. And I don't think any army in the world is going to take her down if she doesn't want to go down.
Good. Good.
Listen, Lynn, I said earlier that I wanted to talk to you, and maybe we should do that after we've slept and are not having, just in general, the worst fucking day.
She kind of smiles a bit at that. That may be for the best.
I mean, I know I'll start crying.
Same.
About now, so let's just not. They're just both like, let's call it a night, shall we?
Reagan is snoring loudly enough that whoever is next door can, in fact, hear her.
Monty, you wake up and you are in a room, in an inn. It is a different room.
No!
As you take in your surroundings, you see there is a single bed, a single sort of small wash basin, and a side table.
Is Lynn there? Is Lynn not there?
No, Lynn is not there. And for some reason, you are not panicking. You don't know why, but you don't feel paranoid. As you look around, you see that the door is currently ajar, just slightly. You hear the sounds of laughter and the clinking of glasses. And as you get up, you go downstairs and you see ahead of you is a relatively modest common room. Sitting around the tables are 24 or so individuals. Each one of them is completely distinct from anyone you've ever seen in your life. Like you have never seen any one person who could be as magnetic or stand out in a room as much as these 24 people. That's 24, by the way.
Yes, I know. It took me a minute, though. I will say that.
You're not sure why, but you feel like you need to walk forward, and as you do, the various individuals turn to look at you. Some of them just give you a nod, some of them raise their glasses, and some of them, their eyes flicker over you just for a moment. You see that all of them, be they dour or merry, recognize something about you, but you're not sure what. As you walk forward, you come to sit at a table, separate from the others. Sitting there behind the table is a tired-looking tiefling man. No facial hair, curling ram's horns and red skin, a single straw hat set beside him. He looks up and says, I seem to be getting too involved in this little situation. I'm certain that the normal shopkeep won't be particularly fond of me, but I have been left with the keys to the kingdom for the time being. So, here. It's not much. It's its own power. I'm supposed to ask you a few questions. I feel like you already have answers for most of them. You don't seem like the person to run. Not from the truth, at least. You may run from the consequences and things surrounding the truth, but you accept the truth when it's there. We're different in that way, I think.
I don't know if we're different at all, but...
Maybe not. But I think that most likely you're a bit better at this whole thing than I am. It's the reason you're here. Now, honestly, I probably should have been pulling you out sooner if I was going to. I didn't exactly time it all as well as I could. I understand you're in some rather difficult circumstances. So, my question for you is as follows. What do you want?
Me. What do I want?
Yes.
Right now.
It's an answer to a question. It's all it's ever been.
I don't know if I want freedom more than truth, but I'm starting to want answers again, and I don't think I can find all of the ones I want in the books that I read.
That's wise. People like us, we often put much value in knowledge for its own sake, but every knife must be turned towards something.
But we can put the knife down. We don't have to have a knife at all. This is why I left in the first place. We don't need all of this combat war nonsense. Ugh, we don't need this.
Well, you can always run. That's something that they never tell you, you know. You could run.
I did run. It didn't do much.
It rarely does. But there's always a choice. You always have a choice, Monty, no matter what they tell you. For now, until you come back here, which, who knows when that could be. I think I know what would help you, though.
But where is...
Here is a larger question than I think we have time to get into. And I don't think I'm quite qualified to be the one speaking to it. But this, perhaps, is what you need. And he hands you a small pendant. It is a glass bead, which is sort of in a framework of iron twisting around, sort of nesting it into a chain. And he says, it's not much. It so rarely is much, but maybe it will give you something of what you seek. Now, it's time for you to go. And he sort of gestures to the door.
Quick question. Who are you?
I am someone who has made many mistakes in my life, and...
Have we made the same mistakes?
For your sake, I should surely hope not. But no. For my sins, I am doing my small part, and that is all I can tell you. Good luck, Montague Pensman.
Yeah, Monty stares at the pendant for a really good long moment, and then just, for no other fucking reason than he's been told to, he turns and he walks out the door.
You wake up on the floor to a knocking at the door.
Reagan.
Hey, fuck you, I'm not awake yet either.
Brika is actually a little more... Brika, you hear the 3 knocks at the door of Monty and Lynn as well. You wake up. Being the rogue that you are sort of always turned on to the danger sense.
With Reagan sawing logs, are we sure she ever slept?
I'm going to say that you can choose on it you slept, but for the sake of this, you did take a long rest, so you do have all of your
I figured.
HP back. But if you were just lying awake the whole time, just staring at the ceiling to the horrific snoring of Reagan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Okay, first of all, is Lynn awake? Did she hear that?
Lynn is not awoken yet. She still seems pretty tuckered out.
I would figure so. Okay, I am going to use something I never use, and that is I'm going to get out my dagger, rightfully paranoid Monty, and get my book, and lean against the wall, against the door, and say...
Okay.
Who is it? And kind of on the quiet side, trying not to wake Lynn. I didn't order room service.
There is a pause, and a rather unremarkable voice says, I have matters to discuss with you, if you would open the door.
Okay, but who is it?
In my experience, it's best to introduce oneself, face to face.
And in my experience, random people don't find me in tiny inns and back alley brothel areas, so I'd rather know who I'm talking to before I open the door, because I've had a really bad day.
That is fair enough. For now, all you know is my name is Mr. Morris Kipling. If you wish to continue this conversation, I will be down in the common area after I speak with your companions. You hear the patter of footsteps over to the other door, and then Reagan and Brika, you hear a knock at your door.
Brika is going to open the door by the second knock because she already heard this person talking to Monty.
Okay.
Reagan says,
before you stands it's a half-elven man of unremarkable build and face. He has a neatly trimmed beard and coarse black hair that is sort of it's very precisely cut and kind of drawn back. It gives him the look of a low-level functionary in the household of the powerful, the head butler, if even that. But despite the very prominent nose and the harsh angles of an overly sharp jaw and cheekbones, there is a particular intellect in his eyes, which are just very dark and just take you in a single glance. He glances at you, and then over at Reagan, and then he says, "Hello, my name is Mr. Morris Kipling. I see that you have all rested and recovered from what I imagine must have been a trying day. However, I would ask that you allow me to take but a moment of your time. We may discuss the matter here, or as your friend Mr. Pensmith seems to be more inclined to, downstairs in the common area. Rest assured that I value your privacy highly, and there will be no curious ears lingering on said conversation. I simply wish to discuss a proposal."
There's a slight, you hear a click as Monty's now like one eye out the door frame staring at this person, but like ready to slam the door again in a second.
And Reagan from her stupor says, "I value your privacy."
He sort of takes in both of these little moments, and then he says, "I believe that you may be individuals of no small ability, and events are currently unfolding more quickly than I would have been comfortable with. I will be downstairs. Come when you're ready." And he turns and walks down the stairs.
Brika is going to lean out of their room to see Monty, peeking.
Looks like a very angry cat, basically.
Yeah.
Just like...
Look at him and shrug and be like, okay, wake up, Lynn. I will get Reagan.
Waking up Reagan is like waking up like the biggest, sleepiest dog you've ever tried to move, and it's just like, no.
Reagan snapped awake for a few seconds last night, or when you were renting the room, to tell you, hey, just wanted to let you know, I'm a sleep wrestler. So, just, if I start, just take me down. Just take me out. Okay.
I heard that is sleep rustler, like a cattle rustler.
Oh, yes, that too.
Yes.
And all I can picture now is like Reagan is asleep with like a cowboy hat on, just
Yes.
like hog tying folks.
Yeah, that's the AU that I deserve, honestly.
Yeah, really. Monty's gonna do the thing that I always do with my dad, because my dad has this really fun habit when you try and wake him up of punching people. Monty very gently, while leaning far away from her, shakes like her forearm a little bit to try and wake Lynn up, like, hey.
Lynn stirs. She sort of squinting as her glasses are off. She puts them on, and upon seeing you, there is a moment of. You're not quite certain of the emotion there, but there's a smile before the circumstances. Before she remembers the circumstances that she's in, and she looks at you and says, what happened? Where are we? We're still in the
Yeah, the really shitty inn. Yeah, the 5 silver inn. Yeah, we're.
It's a brothel.
Brothel.
I know what a brothel is.
No, I know you know what a brothel is, my friend. But still, yes, we're still where we were last night. We haven't. Monty remembers his dream, and he kind of goes, "We haven't moved." And there's a strange person asking for our help, our backbone. I'm not sure, but
wait, someone.
Kipling. Do you know a Kipling?
No. Wait, so someone found
us
here?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't want to let you sleep and wake up and find me not here. So I thought it was better to wake you. You're free to join us to come talk to this person if you want. I'm going to give you my dagger because I want you to have it to stab people if you need to. I don't want you to need to, but here's the dagger. And so he hands her the dagger.
She takes it.
Do you want to join us, or do you want to stay here? I'd feel safer if I could see you, because I don't want something to happen to you, and it's my fault again.
It's not your fault.
We'll debate that later. But for now,
Reagan from her room. It is.
Shut up, Reagan.
Not, but
Reagan, are you even awake yet?
No.
Just Monty. If that were to happen, Monty's threadbare voice. Shut up.
All right. Luna's quiet for a minute, and then she says, "I'm coming with you. I'm not just gonna sit here and let more people decide what happens to me."
I didn't think you'd want that, but I wanted to give you options. But please keep the dagger in case you need to stab somebody for me. Or me. I don't know. It's been a weird day.
I'm not gonna stab you, Monty. And ideally no one else.
Ideally no one else either, I agree. And Monty's over here like, you might stab me yet. We'll see.
But she just takes a minute, arranges her hair, pulls her glove back on, and she slips the dagger into one of the pockets of the uniform.
It's a really nice dagger, too. Just saying.
She's familiar with really nice daggers. So, Brika and Reagan?
I imagine Brika has woken Reagan up with a sound thwap from her tail.
And then vanishing.
because you know that if you were awake, Reagan would have been like, "There's a war!"
Reagan just screams as she wakes up because she does that every time.
No, I'm sorry. I'm picturing you're a swell gal flashback sequence in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yep. She's a dynamite gal because she likes to explode things.
She does She does one big scream, and then she's just like,
Oh, hey.
all right, there we go. We're good.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, morning already.
Yeah. Snuck right up on me.
So yes, we will also go downstairs to find out what this person knows.
What person?
Just come with me.
Okay. She trusts Brika Cha with her life at this point, so...
Unfortunately, everybody trusts poor Brika Cha with their life.
Of kind of like the Dirty Dozen like plan, it seemed like Brika was like the only one who really should have been there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Reagan went 1-on-1 with a Brass Dragon, so...
Whoa. 2-on-1.
Well, I mean, like, the first set of moves, she dealt back the exact same amount of damage, so...
That's true.
Yeah.
Alright, so the four of you come out. Lynn's sort of still sticking near Monty, and kind of keeping a wary eye over at Reagan. And you descend the stairs, and below the common area is empty. At the front door leans Carp. He's keeping an eye out for any unwanted observers. His clothes are a bit disheveled from the night's work. It seems like he hasn't slept yet. But he holds himself with what you imagine he considers a reserved poise, which in reality is more of a I am a large orc, don't fuck with me kind of a vibe. But he tries. He really tries to be a more distinguished gentleman. Across the room over at the bar is Madame Dupont. She's still immaculately dressed, even after the night's work. And even as you look at her in this like very ostentatious, large, like dressed like a large train and all that, she just you still can't make out her actual age for some goddamn reason. And as you walk by, she sort of gives the four of you a nod as she cools herself with a handheld fan. At a corner table, secluded from the rest of the room, is Mr. Morris Kipling. Tea has been laid out for the four of you, and in front of him are four tightly bound and sealed scrolls.
I don't trust those things again!
He's currently scrolling down notes as you approach, which you see that there are other papers around the table, while all of your seats are like very tight. There's just the four scrolls. The rest, he's just chaotic. He's just scribbling, moving back and forth. You get the impression that he has other business he's currently attending to.
Reagan picks up one of the teacups and puts it back like a shot of brandy.
That's not how that... Fine, okay.
Reagan sees the glass and just like downs it.
Yep.
Just to assert dominance in negotiation.
Fucking power move.
Classic power play, it's how he is.
Like, it's as hot as it is. Like, let's say it's boiling. She just, does that. Then splashes the rest of the pot on her face. I'm just kidding.
So Mr. Kipling looks at you and he says, good, you're here. You've, must say, created quite a stir yesterday.
Yep.
He sort of stands a bit in sort of his like booth, like sort of half stands. He's clearly not a very graceful individual. He gives like sort of an awkward like bow, and he says, Lady von Tepler.
And Monty just kind of like looks at Lynn, and he's like, "Shit, do I need to take the bullet for you? Because like he's gonna shoot you, right? Like this is gonna be bad, right? Like this is gonna break bad right now, right? Like bad day." Monty's gone full paranoid.
Lynn is as you look at Lynn, you see that she's sort of taking this man in, just trying to get a read on him. She has a sort of a quizzical look on her face, as if she's trying to puzzle him out. And he says, please take a seat. I suppose, I have more time than you do.
That's ominous.
Reagan shrugs and stands.
Monty's gonna stay standing too, and not drink the tea.
Reagan takes his cup and fills it with tea separately and chugs his.
Have fun with that. It's poison.
Brika is willing to take a seat like a civilized person.
Lynn sits next to you, Brika.
And then Monty immediately sits down if Lynn doesn't.
Reagan stands.
At this, Mr. Kipling sort of pours himself from your tea, Reagan. He doesn't even seem to have noticed that just happened. He sort of scattered. He's sort of trying to like keep all of his notes together.
Wait, he didn't notice that Reagan was doing shots?
No, specifically that you took his. He just sort of like reached out absentmindedly for a teacup. And he grabbed yours by act, and he just grabbed yours because it was the closest one.
Whatever, she has Monty's
was
now.
Missing. And he says, "You are, how do I say this? You three are curious individuals. I have not met three quite strangers you since I suppose a few months ago, but they were strange in their own right. Pardon.
Why do you know where we were?
Because it's my business to know where people are and what is happening in this city. That is my business. It is a bit complicated, but suffice to say, I have a vested interest in maintaining some semblance of order and normalcy in this city. And kidnapping the Archduke's daughter is...
You're mixed up. This is my maid.
A kidnapping?
Monty's like, did we kidnap you? Like, looks at Lynn like, did we kidnap you?
First looks to you, Reagan, and he says, Lady Kayam, you are a woman of action, and lies do not become you.
I don't know. They've been working out pretty well.
Yeah, no, they haven't actually.
They have not at all.
As far as Reagan's concerned, they've all worked great.
Reagan's had a good day.
Yeah, Reagan's good. She got to fight a brass dragon. That was fucking fun.
Brika, having been accused of crimes she has not committed several times in the past, is on edge.
Also, Reagan raises a finger. Listen, even if my maid was kidnapped, he did it, not me.
Are you pointing at Monty?
Naturally.
Quite the fearless leader you are. And I don't mean to imply that you are actually. I'm certain you have your reasons as to why Lady Von Templar is no longer at the Von Templar residence. I understand the attack yesterday was quite unexpected from many parties. However, it does not change the fact that you were there, and she is currently in your company. Why, precisely, that is not my business. My business is facilitating, ideally, a safe return of Lady Von Templar to her family.
I don't know. Lynn, do you want to go back to the Chaos House for a bit, or do you want to wait until it all dies down?
Oh, it's no longer chaotic. It has been taken care of. You'll find that the Archduke is not exactly one who is light on those who would threaten his family. Currently, they are attempting to extract information from the few surviving assassins.
Monty makes a bit of a face at that, like, that sounds fucking bad.
Oh, I'm certain he is perhaps he's not doing it himself, but I'm certain he has many men and women in his employ who are more than capable of, pardon me, Lady Von Templar, I understand speaking of such matters in front of a lady of the gentry is not exactly couth, but we do not have much time.
Monty makes the same face as the cat again.
Reagan snorts at that.
And he says, so I wish to, first of all, ascertain your motives, your intentions, and ideally facilitate the safe return of Miss Von Templar. I understand you have very little reason to trust me. However, right now I do believe that I'm your best chance at surviving the day, and perhaps the days after. So, what exactly, what are your intentions?
I mean, I was just getting paid to stab people.
So you were an assassin then?
Not really an assassin, more like, hired muscle, security,
To stab people.
If necessary. Like, not a specific person. That I did on my own.
Reagan, I think you are digging a deeper hole for yourself.
That's fine. I've dug out a deeper.
Oh my goodness.
I doubt that. I sincerely doubt that.
You'd be surprised.
Listen.
Hey, Reagan?
Hmm?
Shut up for a minute.
Nah.
Monty is a friend of Miss Von Templar.
And we weren't going to let her get killed.
Precisely.
Yes. That is very fair. And I am certain that when you do return her to her parents, they will, depending on which ones of you are there, they would most likely be understanding of that, at least.
Hey, DM, question. Does Monty actually know Lynn's mother, or has he never met her?
You've met Lynn's mother before.
Okay, I thought so. So
Yeah, The librarians, Lynn, and Elaine are the only real people you know in the city outside of these new friends? Question mark?
Yeah, question mark? Yeah, but no, I just double checking because I'm pretty sure, like, Monty would take Lynn back to her mom if Lynn wanted that, so.
I also have a DM question.
Yes.
Because Reagan is absolutely not going to go, will that then write me out of the rest of the session? Is that required?
He says, the problem we're running into currently is there are many individuals who would like to see harm come to Lady Von Templar before she...
Don't I know it?
Shut your fucking
No, not Lady Elaine.
Oh, the little one.
Yes, no, Lady Lynn. There are a number of individuals who would be very keen on seeing her, pardon my bluntness, Lady Von Templar, removed from play, if you would.
Why?
I do not wish to see that. Pardon, it's a colloquialism for the game the nobles play here. It's a silly name for it, but they call it. Then Lynn.
The game of Masks and Martyrs.
The game is a mask. Yes. He says yes. Yes. They do love their games. The nobles do.
This isn't a game.
Believe me, Mr. Pensmith, I completely agree with you, but the nobility here do not quite as much. They
wait. Explain to me. Clarify.
Yes.
The game it's a game, not... Are you being clever with metaphors like, oh, yes, we all kill each other, it is a fun game, but it is politics, or is it a game?
No, it is the only it's the game of politics they conduct here in the city. It's simply a term coined around 137 years ago, and they liked the way it sounded.
They're fucking monsters.
But that is marginally less terrible than I thought it might be.
No, it is still terrible.
Oh
it's
yes,
still very
absolutely.
Terrible.
Yeah, still terrible.
Hello, friends, and it's me again, Diana, your producer, and I don't know why I'm talking like this. Thank you again for coming to this week's episode, the first in our The Stranger Comes Knocking arc. It's a very intrigue-heavy arc. It's, I think, very cool. The first arc where we knew that this was going to be an ongoing thing, so we're playing a little differently, a little more carefully than maybe some of us, maybe I was, before this point, but still trying to remain true to characters. Let's do some housekeeping. So first off, if you're enjoying the show, as always, we would love to hear from you on our Twitter, Masks and Martyrs, or maybe see you on our Patreon, patreon.com/Masks and Martyrs, or if you could leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you're listening, that would be great. Everything we're doing right now is still kind of based on word of mouth and us just posting on social media into the void, so you're listening and maybe sharing us with a friend goes a long way. We super appreciate you being here and discovering the world along with us, and we actually might be making a Discord server soon where you can talk to us about the world, so keep an eye on our Twitter for that. If you like this show, you may be interested in the other cool podcasts on the Nerdification Media Network at nerdification.media. We've got Generation Fangirl, we've got a sci-fi podcast that's actual play, Dwarf Stars and Dreadnoughts, and we just launched a new one with Sarah and Katie, called The Fruits Cast, which is currently being uploaded to the various podcatchers, and is them talking about the new Fruits Basket anime, and it's really, really wholesome. I recommend it. It's very cute. Yeah, we also have music and gaming on our website, so, check us out. We got all sorts of entertainment. Last but not least, our music credits. Our intro music is Threads of Fate by Diana Paparosi, who is still me. The mid-roll is Kevin MacLeod's Dreamlike, and our ending theme is Merry Meet Meg by Hopper and the Books on Tape. And with that, I'll let you get back into the fantasy. Thanks for stopping by.
Currently, I do not mean to alarm you, but there are a number of rather indiscreet individuals of the underworld who will shortly be pursuing a contract on Lady Von Tepla's life. I do not wish for that to happen.
How do we have any proof that you're not one of them? We don't know you from Jack. You've given us no proof of...
Rich kid makes a point.
You are correct. You have only my words and no deeds, or am I...
You don't even have a crest. Who are you representing?
I do not represent any noble.
Then who are you working for?
I am working for myself, for... It is a difficult conversation which we do not have time for right now. Suffice to say, if I wished you dead, I would have burned Salt's Alley to the ground. But I understand you do not have any other reason to trust me, even that the game of Masks and Martyrs is a very long and a deep cut indeed. However, I do have some small token for you, actually, Mr. Pensmith. He reaches underneath the table and pulls out a small wrapped parcel, and he slides it over to you.
Do I recognize this? Is this what I think it is?
It's wrapped in brown paper currently.
Okay, so I'm gonna unwrap the brown paper off of it really fast.
Yes, and inside is your pedigree and the signet ring and the rest of your gold.
Oh, shit.
From the other hiding spaces. And he says, I do not know you, Mr. Pensmith, but I do know that there is someone looking for you. And currently, she is making overtures with very powerful individuals. So,
she knows we're here?
Not here precisely yet, but she has followed you to the city when there was no other way to find you. I believe that your best bet right now is to find some company of to find yourself in the company of some individuals who would be able to, at the very least, offer you some semblance of protection from her. Now, I have a few options for you here. The first, I do not believe you will take this option, as you have clearly already demonstrated. However, you could leave Lady Lynn here. Madame Dupont is more than capable of hiding a young girl for some amount of time while I contact a proper escort to bring her home. I do not believe you will accept this, though. Your other options, there are individuals in the city who could offer her some protection, as well as some neutral territories where you could negotiate with her parents.
With her parents?
Right. I do not pretend to know your entire agenda, but I do know that they will view it as the negotiation of a kidnap. That's what they will prepare for. That's what they will bring. So a neutral ground is necessary. Traditionally, in the game, in order to have this, it must be neutral grounds must be conducted on one of the great houses, one of the 5 of them. Currently, there are 5. There is the Calm household, Lady Saia Calm. There is Lord Goring, Lady Manata, and Lord Limter.
Anastasia Minato, she owes me money, so...
I would not recommend going to Lady Manata. She is, in every way, emblematic of what is wrong with this city. She is a rot and a festering wound.
And a blackmailer.
Well, if I'm not getting paid, I'm gonna just go home.
You could do that. I don't think you would survive very long.
Unfortunately, you don't know Reagan that well, my dude, and she's willing to take her chances, it seems.
Yep. She is actually just standing there kind of weighing, like, would that be a good death? Like, would that be cool?
I would ask Lady Kayam that you read the scroll that I have left in front of you.
Oh, right, there's a scroll. She kind of got caught up doing shots. Okay, she opens the scroll.
As you open it, he says, I am not a particularly wealthy man. I am not particularly powerful or inherently dangerous on my own, but I have connections, and I know what it's like to lose those who matter to you. I would recommend you not do it twice. And listed there, you see that there are the information on your household, the Kayam household, as well as listing where the ones who died have died, and where the ones who have survived are currently located.
Who survived?
Your mother, your brother, and 2 of your sisters.
She suddenly gets very serious. All of her affable Reagan shenanigans just melt away in an instant. You're telling me you can get them... You can lead me to... They're okay?
Yes. For now.
And if I do this job, they'll stay that way.
I'm not threatening you, Lady Kayam. I'm saying that I can facilitate their transport here to Hintila.
I'm in.
Good. You three may also read the scrolls at your leisure. You may share or not. What you do with information is not my concern. My concern is...
Are you blackmailing me too?
No, it's not. It's... I
think he's
too
trying
much
to help you,
blackmail.
dude.
Yeah, but I've had a bad day.
No, correction. You had a bad day yesterday.
If you want to get pedantic, my name is Montague Pedantic Pensmith.
Mr. Pensmith, I do not pretend to understand whatever game you are playing at. I do not pretend to understand whatever business you are truly involved with. However, when associates of mine contact me, asking me to make contact with dangerous individuals who come into the city, I generally take that meeting. I don't know why she's looking for you. I do not read the pedigree which is there. I believe that...
So Cyrus isn't dangerous. She's not.
I strongly beg to differ. I have met not many magicians, wizards, sorcerers, warlocks, all of them, who... She is dangerous, Mr. Pensmith, make no mistake about that. I am not very good at many things, but one thing I am very good at is taking the measure of a person. It is the only thing that has kept me alive. She is dangerous, Mr. Pensmith. Perhaps not to you, but to those in her way, to getting to you.
All right.
Now, as I said, there are currently 4 options of neutral grounds. There is the Calm household, the Manata residence, the Goring estate, and the Limta Manor. The Limta Manor I would recommend against because the current Lord Limta is desperately and hopelessly and helplessly in love with Lady Manata, and he will most likely turn you into her. There is another option, though. It is not an ideal option. It is a bit unorthodox.
I like
Go
where
on.
Keep talking.
There is an individual in the city who has found himself rising to great prominence recently, and his residence is considered, while not on the level of the great houses, it is considered somewhat of a neutral ground. He himself...
What's his name?
The recently arrived champion of the city. They're calling him Rufus the Just, but I simply knew him as Rufus. He is a better man than I think he would care to admit, and I believe that he would treat you honorably. Whereas the others, Lord Goring is, as Lady Von Templar can attest, is an ardent and long-time opponent of your father. And Lady Saya Khan, I do not pretend to know the game she plays. It is a longer one than any of us do.
So what you're saying is we can do all of our dealing with nobles while dealing with the fewest amount of nobles possible by dealing with Rufus the Just.
Essentially, yes. I believe that Rufus's residence may be your best bet. Once you decide where to go, I will discreetly send word to the Archduke Von Templar, informing him of the meeting, largely because he is not exactly a man who deals in... Well, he can be very subtle, but when it comes to his family, he is more of the fire and fury sort, if you would.
Is your dad gonna kill me?
Reagan's having PTSD flashbacks over here. Don't mind her.
If I can talk to him first, I can stop him. I would have to get to him first, though. And
So,
between
the
Yes.
Rufus route.
it is a bit of a trek from here. There are 2 ways you could go. The shorter route was just through Gleamer's Way into the crumbling run,
which is where he has his residence. The Crumbling Run is not a lot. It's not a good district, but it is all right. The problem is the Gleaner's Way and the Golden Crest are the two power centers of the Von Templer family, who would most likely have orders to kill you on sight, any of their particular employees, or the Gleaner's Way is the stronghold of Anastasia Minata. So,
Currently have no quarrel with Lady Minata other than that we know she's an asshole, right? This is an out-of-character question.
That's a good point, actually.
Like, do we have reason to believe that she's pissed at us? We did her job. We got it out of there.
We did not. Wisteria did, and Wisteria was not with us originally.
you also didn't see her go in there, because she turned invisible and went in on her own.
True.
So technically, as far as we know, we didn't do her job at all.
So would we have reason to believe then that Anastasia Minata would, like, fuck us up because we didn't finish the job?
Some of you may have information which, or some of you may have reason to doubt her. Essentially,
Yeah, I mean, like, the kill a kid thing. But
that's probably the biggest thing, is just that Brika got that, and it seemed as though her objective, from what you can tell, may not necessarily have been just to steal a nice scroll, but to
Create a distraction to assassinate the entire family.
and she knew that the wife would be, or Lady Lane would be short on magic from the day, and so it seemed as though she was not intending to remove. Okay, well, I have a desperate survivor who would do anything for some revenge, and I have on her end hopefully a moral kobold who would be willing to knife a little girl. But then it turned out that Brikachot was the moral compass of
The hero that we all
the fucking
deserved.
son of the moon. Yes, and from what he's intimating, that may not, or she may not be particularly interested. Because if you remember, he mentioned that there's currently a contract out on Lynn's head. It is possible that there are multiple contracts, and it is called the game of Masks and Martyrs. Masks, you move through cat's paws, you move through other people, you never show your true colors, your true face. Martyrs, because you literally fucking murder the shit out of people.
So in character, Reagan is kind of puzzling this out, like, which of those routes would be safer, because she really doesn't...
What if we asked Lynn's opinion?
Well, yeah, but she's an NPC. My opinion's more important.
That's fair.
That's some Adventure Zone logic right there. That's some Adventure Zone logic. That's some Andrew. I know you're building like a living, breathing world of these characters and their complex motivations and desires and wants and needs. But like, god damn it, I can fucking hit quick save, so I'm the main character here.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, listen, I don't want this whole campaign to be you talking to yourself. So Reagan's here to inject her opinion.
Oh no, you guys are doing fine.
Her t-shirt says time for Reagan's opinion. So you're saying, the Rufus.
Yes.
The route through Templar territory lets me kill a bunch of idiots, but is more dangerous for all of us except Lynn.
No, so if you go through the Von Templar, there are essentially 3 routes, 4 if you want to get technical.
What's the
Venus
safest
Way.
one for the most of us?
The safest one for the most of you is to go north of the Wolves, through High Market, cut through the Grasper's Court, and then come to the Crumbling Run.
I like it. Let's go.
Cool.
Fuck
Let's do
it, yeah,
that.
let's do that one.
Oh,
Wait, who is it not safe for?
well, it's always going to be unsafe, Lady Von Templar. She is currently,
Oh, because everyone wants to kill her.
But it's like not more dangerous than the other routes would be.
No.
for her.
There's equal chance of.
No, I would say going through Lady Minata's territory would be arguably more dangerous for her.
I have an idea.
Yes, money pants.
What a beautiful vibratos. Reagan just claps. She appreciates the fine things.
So, I can disguise myself again. We can put Lynn in a different outfit.
Maybe get her a wig. She's pretty distinct.
Lynn looks a little uncomfortable at that word.
I mean, they're a little itchy at first, but you get used to it. She assumes she's uncomfortable about the wig.
Not the way.
My thought is if we can make you look like me, then I can be your body double.
Interesting.
Because if you haven't noticed, Monty leans in next to Lynn and cute. other than the fact that she's super pale compared to me, we actually have very similar hair and the exact same glasses frames. So, between that, her wearing my clothes and me wearing my I have some spare clothes in my bag, and...
But with disguise self, do you really need to wear clothes?
I really would like to wear clothes.
Reagan should take a wizard level, she thinks.
I could do me a wizard. I could figure me out a wizard. You know, I've been known to wizard before. I've done it in the past.
They called me a wizard on the b-ball court.
Oh, Reagan Kyham, boss.
That would at least give, the casual observer the slip. We just switch outfits. I'll make myself look like you. We'll put your hair back in a nice tight bun, and you'll look like me.
Isn't someone, after you two?
Yes, Moneypants, I think we should avoid anyone looking like young nobles on the run.
No. No, they're looking for somebody completely different. They're not looking for Montague Pensmith.
Okay.
That's weird, but okay.
So, if we make Lynn look like Montague Pensmith, then I think we'll be fine. Because Montague Pensmith...
He only is friends with books, you're right.
Exactly!
Literally, if Reagan ever is like, oh, well, because this, no matter what the reason, she's like, yep, that's what you're right, Reagan. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so we disguise, we go through that path that is...
The long way, yeah.
And then you just vanish like you do, and
Right.
I will, I guess,
Swagger?
I like it.
Throw weight around?
I'll be the distraction you all need.
Sure.
And then I'll kill everything that notices me.
Okay.
At this, Mr. Kipling says, very well, I will inform, I will send word to the Von Templars, and inform the Archduke.
And
that,
hopefully you'll tell Rufus, too, because we don't want to just show up unannounced.
Oh, don't worry. That has been happening to him a lot. He is, at this point, while increasingly exasperated, he is used to it now.
Okay, so give me one last breakdown. So,
Yes.
we go to Rufus's place.
Yes.
And then Rufus, who is very just, he did earn that name, right? Like, he's super into justice and appreciates the plight of people who have been wronged.
God.
And likes justice.
Rufus is a unique and a curious individual. I am certain you will get a better measure of him when you meet him, more than I could ever give him myself.
Okay, so once we get to Rufus, then what?
Once you get to Rufus, at that point, the Von Templars will come to make negotiations, which, if indeed...
Negotiate, because we did kidnap her, or just trying to get killed.
And as long as that is true, you, with Lady Linham, explain the situation, you may... Ideally, everything will be resolved peaceably.
So there is a snag that I feel the need to bring up. I did try to murder the adult Lady Von Templar yesterday, and I can't promise I'm not going to do that again. So for the rest of you, see, I'm being self-sacrificing here. It might be best if I stay out of sight lines of both me being able to see them and them being able to see me, because I'm not going to kill parents in front of a kid.
We will burn that bridge when we come to it.
Sounds good.
Wait, no, that's not how the phrase goes.
Anyway, going ahead, moving on. Yes, good plan. Let's go. Enough talk.
Lynn?
Right?
Lynn, is this okay?
Yes. I think it's all right. I've only met the champion once. He was a very strange individual. But I think most likely he would be. I think he would try and help. I think most likely, yes. He's the person least likely to be playing the game.
Okay.
Which is probably the best endorsement I can give him, I think.
I think, yeah, that's the best thing we got going for us right now.
I'll take it.
So at this, Mr. Kipling says, very good. I will send word to the Archduke, and hopefully everything will work out fine.
where do we find you when the job is done? And she kind of holds the paper up. And also, you better be good for this.
I am good for it, and don't worry, I will find you.
You'll find me? I don't really like that.
I do not keep a permanent residence based on the nature of my work.
Okay, fair enough.
It is not conducive.
Okay, but if you don't, you're the next person on my shit list.
It's a very long shit list, though, so it'll be a while before she gets to you.
Yeah, you do have to take a ticket.
You are more than capable of killing me. I firmly believe that you could kill me right now if you wanted to.
I know.
However, if I am good for one thing in this world, it is my word. It is what separates me from most of the people in this city, those who are far more powerful than me. You can at least trust my word.
You know, I've heard that one before, but fine. She folds up her scroll and shoves it in her pocket.
Oh, does Monty have an extra scroll?
Yes, you do.
And Brika, I assume, has one? Did you read yours?
Not yet.
Nope, same.
There was a lot of tea shots going on when we first heard about the scrolls, and honestly...
So who's to say what really went down last summer?
Exactly.
Okay, so, is that y'all's plan? Going up north ways?
Seems like a good plan.
I like it.
Good plan.
Okay.
What's in the scroll? What's in the box?
Yeah, I want to know what's on my scroll too.
So, in your scroll, Monty, it is a list of people who Zagyrus has contacted since coming into the city, and what dates and times that she contacted them.
Homeboy's got an intel network.
It seems he's been keeping tabs on. Unique and interesting individuals who come to the city who could potentially be dangerous. Brigicha, yours, as you open it, it's a note that is written what you seem to be in his own hand, and it says, "I confess, I do not know you, Miss Cha. You have proved to be somewhat elusive since coming into the city, and I have not been able to ascertain too much of you. However, your actions yesterday speak far louder than any deed or anything else. So, unlike the other two, I believe that while they may be inherently self-interested or in how or working for someone else, I believe that you are someone who would, at the end of the day, do the right thing. And I believe that makes us similar. And so, as strange as it may seem, I am trusting you, despite having no information on you, no leverage, as it were. I simply trust you. Please do not make it a mistake on my part.
Everyone trusts Brika Cha.
Brigicha's the best!
I mean, surely he's at least heard of her reputation. Brika
From
Cha.
yesterday.
Brika, he's just like, he's like, look, I literally, was, you came into the city and I fucking lost track of you.
Yeah, I heard a song about you in a tavern about your glory and compassion, but other than that...
I literally don't know, he's like, I literally don't know how it happened, but, please don't be a terrible person, as I'm trusting you on this one, because he's essentially, he has no, hard info on you.
Mm-hmm.
Just that she is Kobold Jesus.
Pretty much.
Alright.
Alright. That's a nice note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Brika reads that, nods appreciatively.
Brika's like, yeah, I'm pretty tops.
I'm basically the best thing that's ever happened to the city.
I mean, yeah. I mean, really, if you think about it objectively speaking, Brika Cha's the best one. Brika Cha!
Brika Cha!